Hello and welcome to my hopefully final review of the Atoto S8 Ultra model. I've had this in the car for about a week now. It's been running pretty much nonstop whenever I've been driving around, using all sorts of different features on it. And I must say it's a very nice upgrade from the Atoto A6 model, if you're familiar with that one. This one, I really appreciate how fast it snaps around to the different screens, how it's able to multitask. I tried doing all sorts of things and I haven't gotten it to crash or have a hiccup or anything like that. It just keeps on going. So I'm just going to go through a couple different things that I've learned on this, a couple things that I've noticed, and hopefully let people have a much better informed decision as to what they want if they are looking to purchase this. Now, first thing you're going to notice is that the display is different. This is a aftermarket launcher. I find that this is much better than the home screen from Atoto. This is found on the Play Store. I will put a link in the video description as to where this is. All these buttons are customizable to do what I want. So looking at this radio is self-explanatory. I get no problems getting a reception in, but you have a internet radio to run internet apps, not so much radio, so I don't use it all that often. I got Waze for my GPS. I got iHeartRadio. I'm able to run Waze and iHeartRadio and switch back and forth between them without any problems. Then you got your phone, your Bluetooth connection. Internet just launches a browser. Probably shouldn't be surfing the internet when you're driving, but hey, whatever. Then the different apps. One thing that I do want to show people is that this does work with torque. I do have a simple Bluetooth OBD sensor in there, and the car is currently off, but it does hook up. It does work. So there you go. So if you are looking to test everything, keep track of stuff, torque will work with this radio. There's a couple other things out there that also should work. The tire pressure sensor, that I do not have, so I can't test that. And the dash camera from Atoto, I don't have that either, so I cannot test that, but I see no reason why they wouldn't work well. Some other things that we have in here, you can just see how easily it is switching around. Let's go ahead and launch up Netflix. This is currently sitting on Wi-Fi using my phone as a hotspot in a 4G network. We'll see. Yeah, sure. Hey, let's just go ahead and play that. No looking at my pen. So there you go. You're able to. Netflix does work. It's got a pretty good sound. Let's go ahead. Let's kill that. Let's get back to the home screen. There's a launcher, but so you can see how everything is just kind of snapping around. It works a lot faster. Let's see, what else can we show you on here? Swipe down, we can get into the settings. Now in here, I do have a SIM card inserted from AT&T, and what's strange is that it's showing a 2G network. I also tried one from T-Mobile, and that one did pop up as a 4G LTE card. I'm willing to bet that the reason why I'm getting into 2G is because AT&T doesn't know what to make of it. It doesn't recognize the IMEI number, so it just says a default older style tablet kind of deal and puts a 2G. The speeds I was getting, though, was equivalent to a 3G network. So definitely, if you're looking to try the SIM card option, try it out in your area, see what pops up. Okay, so now we do have the backup camera on here. I turn the car on first, and everything, it pops right into place. if you got two different, you see the two different sets of lines here. The outer lines are from the camera I already have installed, and this one, it's got lines built in. And the nice thing about that is you can change the settings on the lines, so you can move everything around back and forth, up and down, the width, the angle, all sorts of stuff, which makes it really nice. So there you go. That's the gist of what we got going on here with the Atoto S8 Ultra. A couple things that I did not care for, just more as a personal preference. The name display here on the bottom, I think it just kind of takes away from the nice smooth look of it. Also, another thing that I didn't really care for, I never got used to the gesture sensor. I tried the different hand signals and everything, but in reality, I got a smaller car and I can just reach over and press the button. So that's just as easy as trying to remember which direction to wave my hand, up, down, do whatever. And, worst case, you're just moving your hand around, talking to someone, and next thing you know, the channel changes or the volume goes up or down or something like that. So there you go. Now, I also did do a test with Android Auto and a Apple CarPlay. I'm going to include those videos on at the end of this one to show you how those work as well. So that's about it. Can't really think of anything more. If anyone's got any questions, go ahead, throw them up in the comments. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll answer the questions as I come across them. So, all right, thanks for watching. Okay, as promised, here we are with Android Auto. It is hooked up to my Samsung Note 9. Strangely enough, this is the same Android Auto phone that I'm running this video on and using as a hotspot. The wiring is the wire harness. I got 3 of the 4 wires here. The 4th one is actually hooked up to the back of that USB port down there, and they're all labeled. You just find the one that says phone link. You plug it in, and then you have to go into the menu on the radio itself and launch the Z-Link program. It'll launch up, and then the program will install right on and pop right up. I'm not a fan of Android Auto, just like I'm not a fan of the Apple CarPlay, mostly because if I wanted to be using my phone to run all this stuff, I would just be using my phone. If I wanted to be using the car radio, I'd be using the car radio. My reason for getting a Android-based car radio was so that I could already use all these features. So, the Waze, weather, maps, phone, this is all on the radio already. But the feature is there. So, if you got a lot of music on your phone, you want to run it that way, yeah, sure, go right ahead. If you're used to Android Auto and you want to keep on using it, well, you can do that. Other than that, this is probably a feature that I won't be using on my radio. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we are with the Atoto S8 Ultra model with a Apple CarPlay. I did have access to an old Apple 5C, iPhone 5C. I am a Android guy, so I'm a little bit unsure exactly how everything with the Apple system works. But I plugged it in. I did the Z-Link button on the programs itself, and I was able to go ahead, just connect it, trust it, and everything seems to be working fairly well. Being a old phone that is an old work phone that's been reset, so there's really nothing on the phone. But I can go into maps, that pulls things up, music, even though there's nothing there. So everything seems to be working fairly well. What I have noticed, and same thing that I suspect with Android Auto, is the radio is a Android head unit. It's got its own operating system. It's got its own apps. Yeah, sure, maybe if you have a lot of music and stuff on your phone, then go ahead, connect it up and be able to work it this way. But I mean, it should. I don't see the point with a Android head unit of doing CarPlay or Android Auto for that matter. But here it is, so everything does seem to be working fairly well with the iPhone 5C, and I assume newer models work as well.